What happens to my baby when I'm gone? This was a question that a mother had for us, and this was something that was keeping her up essentially at night. See, her baby has suffered a traumatic brain injury, and she contacted us for an investigation as to what caused the injury. Was it something that the doctors or the nurses, or was it genetic? Was it developmental? She had questions. And a paramount question to all of that was, well, at the end of the day, when I'm no longer here and I'm no longer able to take care of my baby who grows and ages as time goes on, and I'm no longer here, what's going to happen? And so to be able to understand that question, I want to kind of step back a little bit and help you understand how we go about looking to see if this is something that we can assist parents on, especially when they have this type of question about what's going to happen when they're gone. And so how these calls normally come in to us is we will have a mother who reaches out like this mother did, and usually they will have an uneventful pregnancy. Everything is pretty much going as planned. There were no problems, no gestational diabetes, no other issues that were coming up during pregnancy. They were going to their prenatal visits, and then when it's time for labor and delivery, they get to the hospital, they think that things are going okay, and then when the baby is born, the baby can be either blue in color, the baby may not be breathing, the baby may need to be handed off and taken to the NICU, there may be seizures, hypothermia, cooling, all of these types of things. And so that is generally how these cases, how they come in to us when families want an investigation done. And so once we have all the information, once we have the medical records, we've looked over the medical records, we've talked with experts about things. If this is something that we think that the doctors or the nurses or the hospital, something that they cause, then of course we will move forward with a birth trauma case for a family. And so when we put these cases together, when we put them together, we have to think about just what this mother is talking about. When mom is no longer here, or dad or family is no longer here, and this baby who's now an adult is still in the world, we have to look at that issue also. How are they going to be able to make it and survive? And so when we put these cases together, especially if you're in a state like here in Maryland, we have to use what we call a special needs trust. And so this trust is a way in which the needs of the child can still be taken care of. There will be a trustee that will be put in place, and that trustee is there to spend out or approve money to be spent on behalf of the child. Now, there's also another tool that goes alongside with this special needs trust when we're putting these cases together, and that is called a life care plan. I've talked about life care plans in previous videos, and I'm not going to go too deep into it for this video, but just know that a life care plan is also a tool that we use to be able to assess the needs of that child, what they're going to need as they age and as they get older. And even if mom or dad, if they're not there, this life care plan still takes into consideration the needs, what that child is going to need. So I know that I talked about a lot in this video, but I know, if you're watching this video right now, maybe your baby has suffered a traumatic brain injury at birth, like HIE, hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, and you may have the same question that this mom has. What's going to happen when I'm no longer here? And so I just want to help you get insight into some of the critical issues that present themselves when we are looking to do this type of investigation for a family. If you have more questions for me, there is a telephone number down below on the screen. I invite you to go ahead and pick up the phone and call me. I talk with families about these types of issues all the time. HIE, cerebral palsy, MAS, shoulder dystocia. This is what we do. When you contact my office, make sure you let my secretary know that you would like a date and a time. That is important, a date and a time, so we can know when to reach back out to you. Remember, it costs absolutely nothing to talk with us about, initially about your baby story. One more thing before I get out of here. You got to understand that I practice law here in the state of Maryland, and I know that because this video is online and there are people who may contact me and they're not in Maryland. Just understand that if you do that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. And that's something that we can work with you on, but I just want to make sure that you understand that co-counsel or that local counsel aspect of things. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. We'll talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.